Carlos was a retired history professor from a very conservative religious background. He was a Christian, and he belonged to a religious organization which believed in doing many healthy things, living a healthy lifestyle, exercise. He was vegetarian. But one of his beliefs, he and his wife believed very firmly that taking medications was sinful. And not only was taking medications sinful, taking psychiatric medications were the most sinful, the medications that can affect your mind. Unfortunately, after he retired, he developed a depression. And the depression progressed to a severe depression, what we call a psychotic depression, where he lost touch with reality. He became disorganized. He couldn't focus anymore. He and his wife recognized something was wrong, but what should they do? They don't believe in medication. And so they searched the country until they found a sanitarium in which they had physicians who also believed that medications were sinful. And so they went to this company, this organization, and they treated him with hydrotherapy, massage, herbal treatments, and prayer. He continued to regress. He continued to get worse until he was crawling around on the floor, incoherent, smearing feces on the wall. He stopped eating because he was too disorganized to eat. His weight dropped to critical levels. He got down to 85 pounds at 5'10", 5'11". At that point, the doctors at the sanitarium put a tube right into the abdominal wall, into the stomach, called a G-tube, and they began to feed him liquid concoctions to keep his physical body going while he was no longer eating because he was too disorganized to eat. They continued this treatment for 8 months. And after 8 months with no improvement, they brought him to my office. I'm still trying to figure out why. And I assessed him, and he had a psychotic depression. And I spent a great deal of time with he and his wife, educating them on the science of depression, which you guys will learn a lot about tomorrow afternoon, about the genetic changes that occur in your brain when somebody is depressed, about the protein alterations that occur in the brain when somebody is depressed. I educated them on how the medicines work and the psychopharmacology behind it. I went through the history of depression in the 19th century when people tried herbal treatments and natural remedies and how they failed to improve this particular disorder. But they told me, after a lengthy time of pleading with these people, they told me, in their mind, it would be better for him to die than to take medication. You see, these are people who are conscientious, but they're not reasonable. So they went back to the sanitarium where they continued the same treatment without any improvement for another 3 months. At which time the son, who lived outside the country, found out what was going on finally, flew into the country, took dad away from mom to Chicago, where he had a psychiatrist put him on medication. The father responded almost immediately, and within about 6 to 8 weeks, he was back to himself and actually started teaching part-time at a university in the summer. Conscientiousness without reason results in unhealthy decision-making, just like reason without conscience.